Hello, hello, here we are with another deck profile, and actually we just had to update this deck profile because not only did this man, Mr. Drizzels himself, make top 8 yesterday at the HDK, but also show us what you got today, my man. Look at that, he actually won the German Open 512 players. So we already recorded the deck profile yesterday, right, at the HDK where you made top 8, and there's actually just one card difference, you told me, right, in the deck?
Yeah, the deck is pretty much the same. I only changed one card in the extra deck. I removed the Time Thief Reader and I played Typhon today. And funny enough, I didn't use Typhon all tournament. I missed the Reader though a couple times, so maybe I'm gonna change it back. But otherwise, the list was perfect. I'm really happy with that, so that's like the only change.
All right, congratulations, my man, to making first place here at the German Open. So this is now not only a profile for the HDK, but also for the winner of the German Open. Let's go.
What is going on, guys? We're here from Lumpy's channel, and today we have a deck profile from Felix. He finished top 8 in the HDK event, and yeah, you played TEARLAMENTS.
Yes, I played Tier. I lost in top 8 sadly against a good friend, against Kashtira out of all decks, but Tier performed very well. I got 4th place after Swiss, finishing 7-1. The only loss was to Unchained against 2 really incredible games where I couldn't do anything. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the list. So let's start with the monsters. Played like usual tier cards, the names, triple Rhino Heart, triple tier card, like all those cards are mandatory. Then I played 1 Geldo and 1 Fedora. Without Agedo Kelbeck they're a lot worse, but in most matchups they're still really good, especially against like Fire King and Labyrinth, and you still can trigger your own effects with like the field spell and all that stuff, but in a lot of matchups you can also side them out going second or so. Then I played the King of the Swamp engine with Poly later. I think it's mandatory now to make the Volcalos Fusion and to have enough Aquas in rotation to make Kaleido Heart. And I also played the HORUS engine for extra gas going first to get your combo going, to make Zombie Vampire and to mill enough cards. And the cards I was debating to play or not was Fenrir now. I decided to main deck Fenrir and not side them because just like it's a decent starter. You can add a tier card, you get a name into the grave, you can get going, and it's like okayish if you play into boards, but usually I sided out going second. And the last cards are 2 Malicious for Beatrice and 1 Shyama for like the same reason. It's a bit worse to draw, but it's still fine. And yeah, it worked pretty well today. More spells, field spells, triple Scream, 1 Heartbeat. I think Heartbeat is really good because I play a lot of traps, so you just want to have good mills, and you don't mill as much anymore without like Agedo Kelbeck, so you want to maximize your good mills. And then the 2 cards for the HORUS engine, the 2 Zarek. 1 is not enough. If you mill them, then your whole engine is dead, so I think 2 is fine. And then 3 1-offs, 1 Poly for King of the Swamp and for Guardian Chimera going second, 1 Foolish and 1 Foolish Warrior Puts. For the traps I played Triple Solic and Meta Noise, again the same reason. I want to have like as many good mills as possible, and Trevikama. Like before the ban of Agedo Kelbeck, you only played 2 Solic, but now...
Like, was there ever a game where you drew like too many traps?
I think you never, like, of course if you draw like 3 or 4 it's not good, but if you draw 1 or 2 Solic it's fine because you can always discard 1 for like a Rhino Heart or for Heartbeat, and then if you have them like going second it's even fine. Side deck next, I sided 3 Super Poly. I was manning that card before, but I think it's not good enough going first anymore because after the Agedo Kelbeck kit you don't have that much engine anymore and you need like all your cards to play, and you can't really extend the combo with Super Poly, but going second against a lot of matchups it's still fine. Then 3 Draw and 3 Nibiru for some matchups against Fire King. Draw is really good, as we saw in the feature match in top 8. Nibiru was good against Kashtira, and you know, like sometimes I side out the heroes or the HORUS engine going second, so you have some space for some hand traps. And the last hand trip I played was triple rescue ace impulse and fire attacker. That's maybe not that usual, but impulse was really good. If you open that, you can draw into your other hand traps or going second cards. You can draw into engine. You can discard tier cards to trigger their effects. So if you resolve impulse, you're usually really good. But of course, that's the brick you don't want to draw. And then the last card, the counter trap, the crime for going first, and the scatter shot. I think I only used it like once today, so it was not that important. And for the extra deck real quick, one Roker loss with King of the Swamp. I was debating to play the second target for the King of the Swamp fusions, the Grapha fusion, but I cut that before the tournament for another Exceed monster, but maybe I'm gonna play the Grapha again. Then Kaleido Heart, obviously, Guardian Chimera for Poly, this was really good. Every time I can resolve Poly into Guardian Chimera going second, it's usually game. Then Dangerous for the Malicious engine to make Beatrice faster, it was really good today. And your 3 super Poly targets, the card you make the most is by far Mud Dragon, just to make Bahamut Shark and Toad. Then for Exceed, Zombie Vampire to go with the HORUS engine. So usually if you open in Zeti, you can make this one. Then you mill tier cards and maybe a Fenrir, special Fenrir, get the advantage going. This is just a really good card. Then Beatrice for the heroes. Bahamut Shark and Toad, part of your end board. You always want to make with like 2 Rhino Hearts or Rhino Heart and Mud Dragon. Want to make Bahamut Shark and Toad before you start like other players if possible. And the last Exceed was Readward. It was the card I played instead of the Grapha, but I never summoned it all tournament. The last cards are just SP, Dark and Sprint. They're all good. I think they're all mandatory. You can consider cutting Dark, but it won me a lot of games today, so I'm pretty happy with except for the main card.
Well, there's basically no questions left because you did like great on explaining. But is there like any shoutouts that you want to give?
I have a lot of shoutouts at first to my team, Team Exilium. We also have a YouTube channel and online presentation on Twitter, so check out Team Exilium. And then shout out to Lumpy, of course, for having me on his channel, and shout out to Doba, he's head judging today and was basically the reason I came here. So yeah, shout out to those guys, and that's it.